Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. So this is what our state's up against at this hour. This is the map. Hundreds of firefighters on the front lines of now 8 wildfires burning across the state. And combined, those fires burning across 70,000 acres. So this is the equivalent of Littleton, Arvada, Centennial, and Parker.
And we begin our team coverage tonight with the fastest growing fire. Denver 7's Jackie Crea is live in the southern Colorado town of La Vida in Huerfano County. Jackie?
Yeah, we know homes have been lost at this hour. Officials tell us, though, it's too early to say how many have been lost, how many people affected. I do want to show you, for a while there, that smoke had dissipated and then some flames picked up again. If we try and zoom in, I don't know, Chris, if we can get a view there. People in the area say that they believe some homes have been burned. We're trying to get more information as new evacuations are put into place in this area, including Cuchara, not too far from here.
Wow, a little drop in temperature, that would help.
Gary Bailey lost power to his home last night, but he could still see the glow from his window.
That's when it crested and came over the top and started spotting down and flaring up on this side of the range up here. You know, I can't see flames, but it looks like the wind has changed and coming more out of the west now.
That wind is sweeping the spring fire closer to his home of 65 years in La Vida. He knew it was coming from Castilla County, where several homes burned. This one miraculously spared.
And they barely made it out of there. They said that there were sparks and smoke and the side of their car even got hot. They got their 3 dogs and finally got out.
The mayor of La Vida spoke to worried residents.
But we have 1,000 people here and you know, hundreds of structures, historic structures, and they'll do what they can.
They call it fluid. That worries me because there are communities everywhere around the town of La Vida.
These people counting on fire and emergency crews.
First priority is life, second priority is to protect property.
To keep them safe.
And I would ask God to protect and help everyone up there and down here.
And a big problem as these winds pick up, of course, it becomes more dangerous for firefighters. They do plan a frontal attack. They hope to build a fire line so they can stop it from approaching the town of La Vida. Right now, there is a public meeting for some of the nearby communities, including La Vida. New evacuations have been issued. There's going to be an air quality specialist coming out here because this area is just so hazy and smoky, and the cause of the fire still under investigation. Right now, fire officials tell us there have been no injuries so far in this spring fire. That's the good news to hear. I'm live in Huerfano County. Jackie Crea, Denver 7.
Thanks for that, Jackie. And we do have some good news to report on the golf course fire. This is the one burning near Grand Lake. Just within the last few minutes, the evacuation orders lifted so residents can return to their homes.
And this fire has been burning for a day and a half now, covering 20 acres, and in some cases burning within feet of homes. Luckily, no structures were lost. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer is in Grand County with one of the major reasons why.
Well, it definitely wasn't the weather that helped fire crews protect this neighborhood on this side of the road as the fire burned just on the other side. Instead, it was preventative mitigation that lended a hand. And we're told that multiple local agencies have been involved in cleaning out fallen and dead trees from the open space over the last year. That open space is where the fire started and where it's been burning. Firefighters were able to keep the flames from jumping the road and burning structures thanks to that lack of fuel to burn. Now, we saw something similar at the Buffalo fire in Silverthorne earlier this year. That kept flames from taking out a neighborhood there as well.
Over this past year, especially a lot this past fall and spring, they've been removing a lot of the beetle kill. And I really think that that's been a huge force behind what's saving our homes.
But even with mitigation, no one around here wants to deal with another wildfire. That's why fire restrictions are currently in place, and the county is even considering canceling its annual 4th of July fireworks show. That decision will be made within the next 48 hours. Reporting in Grand County, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.
And mandatory evacuations now are in place for homes near the Weston Pass fire in Park County. County Road 22 is also closed because of it. The fire started yesterday. It's now 250 acres.
And the weather right now is no help to firefighters. It is still dangerously hot and dry all over the state.
Now, we are looking ahead to a First Alert Action Day. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson's here in the Weather Center. We do have some relief on the way.
We do, and it's going to mean big changes in the next 24 hours. In the meantime, we still have high fire danger with a red flag warning in effect for most of western Colorado in through tonight. Today, we were in the 90s for our afternoon highs, 96 degrees outside right now, 80s across the plains and up in the mountains. But we still have high wind gusts across the state between 20 and 40 miles an hour here through western Colorado, and that's why we still have that high fire danger for our area today. But the relief is coming. There's a cold front just off to our northwest. That's why we have our First Alert Action Day in effect now through tomorrow. We'll talk more about how severe weather may impact your weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Stacey. A bear cub is recovering tonight after firefighters rescued her from the 416 fire burning north of Durango. Colorado Parks and Wildlife believes she was orphaned, and when they found her, she had severe burns to her paws. Well, except for those burns, the cub is in good condition and is expected to make a full recovery, and they are hoping to have her back out in the wild by the fall. As for that 416 fire, it is still burning tonight. Since yesterday, it's grown more than 4,000 acres. It's now at 41,000 acres. And despite its growth, there is a sign of progress in the fight to hold back the 416 fire. Purgatory Resort is back open for the first time since it closed at the beginning of this month. Since the wildfire is still burning, that resort is working with Forest Service officials on which activities people will be able to enjoy throughout the month of July.
And if your weekend plans include camping, pretty good chance you cannot build a campfire. Take a look. Nearly the entire state is under some type of fire restriction. And when the counties issue Stage 2 restrictions, well, campfires are banned, even in developed sites. Charcoal grills are as well. And we're always updating the list of cities and towns that are canceling and have canceled the fireworks shows. So we have all this, the list that was just updated in the last 24 hours for you, and a link to the latest fire restrictions as well, and the fireworks shows, a map of the wildfires, everything you need right now on the free Denver 7 app.